Hi ladies and any fabulous gentlemen who are watching my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I haven't done this type of video on my channel yet. I've talked about specific products that didn't work for me. So this is the first time that I'm actually doing a video on several different products. So I have been trying out new things, and you know, when you try out new things, you find things that work and you find things that don't work. So I wanted to go ahead and do a video of the things that personally did not work for me, let you guys know why I didn't like them and why I'm not going to be purchasing or repurchasing them. So the first one is the Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. So this is the new foundation that they came out with. Super cute packaging, has a little smiley face on it. It is plastic, which I'm fine with, and is super small. It kind of reminds me of like a travel size. But I purchased this product because I actually do not wear full coverage foundations. I do when I do the videos, but more like my everyday look is a BB cream. That is my ride or die. I throw on a BB cream to work and stuff like that. Only when I'm doing going to special occasions or going out or whatever, or doing videos, do I do a full coverage foundation. So this kind of intrigued me because sometimes BB creams can be very, very moisturizing and kind of give me that extra dewy look. So I wanted something that was a little bit more maybe of the matte side, and it's super cute packaging, so I figured I'd give it a try. So I am in color light medium. They do have a variety of different colors. I went ahead and picked it. The description was very, very accurate, and it works for me as far as the color. The reason why I do not like this product is, first off, it gives very, very minimal coverage. I would say that a BB cream gives more coverage than this foundation. They do say it's buildable, but I felt like the more layers I put on, the less natural it looked. It just didn't really sink into my skin. It really didn't mesh with my skin, and I just felt like I almost had cake face, but with no coverage, which is almost an oxymoron. It's very ironic, but it just didn't work. The other thing that I didn't like about it is I didn't like the way that it felt on my skin. I don't want to say that it hurt me, because it didn't, but it wasn't comfortable. I almost felt like there was little pieces of like glass or something in it, which obviously I know that's not the case, but it just felt like there was something inside the product that as I was putting it on my skin was almost irritating me. It does have SPF in it. I don't know what kind of SPF it has in it, but I just felt like it just really was abrasive on my skin. It didn't make my skin red or anything like that, but it just didn't feel good. That, on top of the fact that it just wasn't buildable for me and it didn't provide me absolutely any coverage at all, is the reason why I decided that I'm going to be returning this, because I just didn't like it. So the next thing is, let's go to mascara. So I got this little bad boy. This is the Bobbi Brown eye-opening mascara. So obviously it is one of the travel sizes or trial sizes. So the thing that I don't like about this mascara is, number one, that mascara wand is gigantic. It is so, so big. So obviously it's very volumizing. It's supposed to be eye-opening or whatever. What I found was the little mechanism, and you can kind of see, maybe you can't, maybe right in there, you can see that it gets clumpy on the end of it. Like the mechanism doesn't really do a good job of getting the clumps off. So I literally had to kind of scrape it off, which made extra gook in here. And I wasn't able to get into like my corners because the wand was just too big, just too big. The other thing that I didn't like about it is it's a very drying formula. So even when I'm feeling it go in and out, I can feel that how dry it is, which obviously I don't want a super wet mascara, but it was so dry that throughout the day it would flake and go on my cheek, and that's just not a good look. So I am not going to be purchasing a full size in that. Next thing with the mascara is the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar X Fiber Waterproof Mascara. Now, I had a love-hate relationship with this. And the reason why I wanted to put in this video is because I'm not going to be reusing it anymore, but I do want to go to Ulta and see if they have this same formula without waterproof in it. And I'll tell you why. So what I liked about the product was you have two different sizes. You have the one side, it's just a very skinny wand, and it's a little bit more wet. Like you can feel it kind of sit on your eyelashes, but then you go in with number 2 and it's a little bit more curved, and this has little fibers and it's a little bit more drying. Now it's not like the Unique mascara with the really dry fibers and you keep putting them on, because the problem I have with those is it was so drying that a lot of times it would like poke me in the eye, or I felt like there was always something in my eye. This doesn't have that. It's like the fibers are inside, but if you put on one, that's almost like the glue, and number 2 is more of the product that gets built up. You can build these up to really, really long eyelashes. So if you are somebody who likes long eyelashes, this is going to be your best friend, because it does give you that look of almost extensions. You can build it up to make it more volumizing, but I would not call this a volumizing mascara. It's not like Too Faced Better Than Sex or the L'Oreal Lash Paradise or anything like that. It's not going to give you those big, thick lashes, but it's going to give you long, thick-ish lashes. I do like the fact that you can build it up. It doesn't get clumpy. At a certain point, I guess it would get clumpy, and when I would notice it, I would obviously say, okay, well, that's a little bit too much, but that's like 5 or 6 times. So you can really take your time and build up your lashes the way that you want them to. Now, the problem I have with this is I am generally not a waterproof mascara person. It's just not my gig. I don't cry. I don't live in a humid environment. I'm normally not by water. So it's just stuff, it's just not needed. And I find it's more difficult to take off at night. But I have used waterproof mascaras when I go out to the lake, or when I lived in Florida when I go out to the beach, and I know that there's a different way to take them off. Normally I would use coconut oil and I would scrub it all over my eye, and it would do a great job of breaking down the mascara and getting it really, really clean. I could not figure out anything to take this off. I tried my magic eraser that I use on my everyday mascara, wasn't even touching it. I tried coconut oil, Clinique eye remover. I have one that I don't use very often because it's a little bit oily and I can't remember what it was. I think it's like an Estee Lauder one or whatever. But I tried every one that I have in my collection, different formulas, and I could not get this sucker off. And the problem was, if I didn't really, the only way to get it off was to really, really scrub it off, and I noticed that it damaged my eyelashes. And so it took me even longer to get those nice thick eyelashes because I was either breaking them off or they were falling out. So, and honestly and truly, I don't think it has anything to do with a formula or anything like that. I think it's just the waterproof. So I will be going to Ulta today to try to figure out if they'd make it in a non-waterproof formula, because I really do like the 1 and the 2 of this. I like the way that it made it look, but I can't do the waterproof. Can't do it. Next, I didn't purchase this, but it came in one of my boxes. It's the e.l.f. Velvet Touch eyeshadow. So it came in my Blessed box for June, and they're super, super pretty colors. They swatch very, very pretty. And when you put your finger in them, they almost have this very moist, look how pretty those are. It has a very moist, like almost cushiony feel, like literally wet feel. This one's definitely more wet, and you can kind of see, like I'm pushing it. I'm actually pushing it in. Now this one's not, okay, that one's a little bit pigmented. So was super excited about it because it just feels pretty cool when you're swatching it. Obviously it has super pigmented swatches, but when I went to go put them on my eyes, I could not figure out a way to get them on my eyes and have them pigmented. I tried my finger, I tried different brushes, I tried spraying MAC Fix Plus on a brush and then dabbing it on. Whatever I did, it just wasn't working. They were not easy to blend, they were not able to build up. Super cool kind of package, eyeshadows, but just did not work for me. Kind of staying with the eyeshadow, this is the Revolution Chocolate Vice palette. So this one is super pretty. Obviously, I like the cranberries and stuff like that. There's a couple browns in here, and I really just like the colors in it. So I picked it up from Ulta, brought it home. It just wasn't good. So what I don't like about it is they do not blend out well at all. I tried a variety of different colors. I tried different, brushes. I could not make this palette work for me and blend out without looking like a hot mess. The second thing was when I was able to kind of get it to a point where I felt like I was presentable, they crease throughout the day. Now, I do not use under eye, or I don't use eye primer. I never have. I use the Tarte Shape Tape concealer and the other concealer, and I just dab it on there, and then I put translucent powder on, and I've never had a problem with creasing. I don't have oily skin, so creasing just doesn't normally happen. But with this palette, they weren't pigmented, they didn't blend out well, and when I was able to get it to the color that I wanted and blend it out after working with it forever, they creased on me. So I am not in love with this palette. I would not recommend it. I will say it hasn't deterred me from trying other Revolution products, because there are a lot of different palettes and a lot of different products that they have that look very, very interesting. But with that one, I definitely will be leery on trying anything else. So this is the NYX Cream Highlight and Contour Palette. What I've been doing, I went to the drugstore and I purchased a variety of different contours, and what I just do is I do the cream contour, I blend it out, and then I do the powder bronzing all over. So it just gives me a little bit of definition in my cheeks, because otherwise it's just like that. See the difference? So this is one of the ones that I picked up, and when I say drugstore, I mean Ulta, because that's literally the only place, Ulta and Sephora, the only place I ever get my makeup from. I still even have the thing on it. But this color right here just would not blend. It looked like poop on my skin. I tried a wet beauty blender. I tried my regular bristle brush. It just would not blend out on my skin. This color right here, I'm not even sure what the purpose is. It is so close to my skin tone that that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily mind something super close to my skin tone if it provided coverage, but it did not provide any coverage at all. I don't know what the purpose of this color is. Now, I will say that this highlighter right here is very, very pretty. Let me see. It does give almost that wet look, and that's the only color that I like out of the palette. Is this, because it does give that intense highlight look, and it's a very, very wet look. But these two colors right here, not so good, didn't work for me, and a little disappointed. But I did find that highlight color, and the highlight color, ironically enough, blends out very, very well. It does feel like when you swatch it and you put it on your finger, it feels a little bit gritty, like almost glitter, but when you put it on your face, you don't feel anything, which is weird. I know, it just doesn't make sense, but I feel like it's super blendable. It does kind of melt into the skin, and it just gives a very, very pretty, very natural kind of wet look highlight. So that's that. So hopefully you enjoyed the video of products that I didn't like. If you have used any of these products and you've had a good reaction to them or a negative reaction, please leave your comments below. Let other viewers know what you did or did not like about the product. Until next time, bye.